Welcome to ABC Bullion's 360 Weekly Wrap. My name is Crystal Thivios and I'm joined once again by our precious metals expert, ABC Bullion's Global General Manager, Nick Frappell. How are you going, Nick?
Very well, thanks, Crystal.
That's good. So gold really tested the longs this week. Can you expand on what happened?
Well, you remember at the beginning of the month, we talked about the 1670, 1690 level being quite sort of crucial.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was more 1690, but thankfully put in a little bit of a space there just to allow for a little bit of a move lower in case it happened. That level was really tested pretty extensively last week. We've seen the beginnings of a decent rally off that. It's been choppy, but a good rally. So that level proved to be key, hopefully will remain key. And provide a good support for gold going forward.
Nice.
Positioning wise, we had outflow again in ETFs, 875,000 ounces. Managed money, CME managed money position, it's about 1.04 million. What those CME managed money longs are looking like now is they've almost halved since the beginning of the year. They're running at 57% of the average long position since beginning of 2016, which is really when you look at this sort of hold bull process starting. That actually paradoxically gives me some optimism because that means there's a lot of scope for gold longs to come back in.
Yeah.
Now on the short side, shorts are not huge, but they're as short as they've been since May 2019.
Okay.
So that's there's a little bit of scope for them to buy back. We saw a little bit of a reduction in open interest on the 11th. That might have been some buying back from the shorts, but the price action is a little bit too indeterminate to really say it could have been one or the other.
Yeah. Nice. In terms of what's happening with gold, what are we waiting for to bring the price back up? Is it the dollar index? Is it bonds?
Absolutely, that's the thing that hopefully will resolve itself in the next week or the next month.
Yeah.
So bonds have been really still remain in the midst of a sell-off. Admittedly, yields didn't get much higher last week than they did the previous week. Made a high of 164 in the US 10 years. But it really looks as though the direction of travel is still there, that they've broken up through previous resistances. They're looking strong. On the other hand, dollar index, we were talking about that 92.6 or 92.4, 92.6 level being really key.
Yeah.
Last week got to 92.5, whatever, and the market's really, the dollar index has moved back, and that's been really good for gold, I suspect. So the question is which of those two factors kind of comes to gold's rescue, if you like.
Yeah.
I suspect maybe the bond sort of bit is kind of baked in.
Yeah.
The dollar bit might be the thing that takes the lead.
Okay, interesting. And what about silver? We saw that it's holding support in the daily cloud. How's it going?
Well, holding support there, as you said, and we're just edging above the weekly standard line. So that's positive. It's not broken out of any range or whatever. Still think the key support's 23.90 in US dollar terms. I say key support's the top of the weekly cloud, so that's a natural level for support. It's kind of ranging around. It's picking up some strength. Medium-term outlook is still positive. So not a lot of change there, but it's certainly not doing anything untoward.
Nice. And finally, our Aussie dollar, how's it performing?
It just seems a little bit range-bound at the moment. I think the important thing is that you've got resistance around about 0.778. You've got support 0.7625, that's the level. I think you're going to see both sides of that range. Apparently there's a fair bit of option-related buying that's helping offset some selling from some leveraged funds. So the thing is I don't know what the sort of expiration date on those options is. So, it might be that if they drop off next week, say, or fairly soon, it could be that that's a source of bidding that then disappears. But it just looks like it's really a little bit of a range and nothing huge to sort of report. Still in that sort of, still upwards sort of momentum, but capped at 78.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nick. And thank you all for tuning in once again. For more from ABC Bullion 360, please follow us on our socials or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, happy trading at abcbullion.com.au. Thank you.